It was raining, the kind of rain that makes you feel like the sky itself is grieving. Aaliyah Harper sat silently in the corner of the staff lounge at Westlake Ridge Middle School, clutching her coffee with one hand and her phone with the other. The steam rising from the cup did little to warm the chill in her chest. Her dark curly hair, usually tied neatly behind her head, was slightly damp from the storm outside, clinging to her temples. She had barely slept the night before. Her son, her only child, Daniel, was in the ICU at Austin Children's Hospital. He had been diagnosed with hemophagocytic lymphohistiocytosis, a rare immune disorder, just a few weeks ago. The disease attacked his organs with terrifying speed. And now, at just 11 years old, his body was failing. Aaliyah, a single mother and 7th-grade English teacher, had done everything she could. She had picked up extra tutoring shifts, sold her car, maxed out her credit cards. All while showing up to class every morning with a forced smile, trying to act like everything was normal. But nothing about her life was normal anymore. That morning, as thunder cracked above Austin, her phone buzzed. She glanced down and froze. Austin Children's Hospital, ICU. Her hands trembled as she answered. On the other end, a nurse's voice cracked through tears. "Ms. Harper. I'm so sorry. His blood pressure is crashing. The doctor said, it's time. If you want to say goodbye, please come now." Aaliyah's heart stopped. She didn't remember how she stood up. Or how her legs carried her out of the lounge and toward the principal's office. Her mind was foggy, her only thought was, I have to get to Daniel. Principal Margaret Kellner's office was exactly as cold and polished as its occupant, all clean lines, glass shelves, and a desk with no personal items. Not even a photo of her family, if she had one. She was known for running the school like a corporation. Every decision driven by protocol, not people. Next to her stood Jennifer Carter, a young teacher who had only been at the school for 6 months but was already climbing ladders faster than anyone expected. She wore ambition like perfume, strong, sharp, and hard to ignore. Aaliyah burst in, her breath shaky. "Principal Kellner, please, it's Daniel. He's not going to make it. I need to go. I'm not asking for a vacation. Just a few hours. Please." Margaret barely looked up. "You've already used your personal days, Miss Harper. We're finalizing preparations for tomorrow's state evaluation. I need you here." Aaliyah's eyes filled with tears. "My son is dying." Jennifer stepped in, her voice sugary sweet. "If we allow one teacher to leave like this, we'll set the wrong precedent. Some staff have already tried using fabricated excuses. It's important to be consistent." Fabricated excuses. The words hit Aaliyah like a slap. Her voice cracked. "I'm not faking. I will take an unpaid suspension, I will sign a release, anything, but I'm leaving. I won't let my baby die alone." Principal Kellner narrowed her eyes and folded her hands calmly. "If you walk out without authorization, you are choosing to abandon your position. That will be recorded as voluntary resignation." A long silence followed. Then Aaliyah reached down, unclipped her ID badge, and placed it on the desk. "Then I resign." And she walked out the door. Outside, the storm had grown cruel. The streets were flooded. Cars were honking. Time slowed and sped up at once. Aaliyah's hands were shaking as she drove. Her wipers fought the rain, but the road remained blurry. Every second was a torment. What if she was too late? She ran into the hospital, ignoring the security desk, her shoes squeaking across the linoleum floors. She reached the ICU room just as the monitors began to spike. Daniel lay on the bed, small and pale, a breathing mask over his mouth. His lips were dry. Tubes ran from his arms like vines. "Mama's here, baby," she whispered, falling to her knees beside him. "I'm so sorry. I'm here now." I'm here. Daniel's eyes fluttered open, just barely. You came, he whispered, a small smile forming. Always, she choked out, kissing his forehead. Always. He took her hand. His voice barely a breath. I waited for you. Then, the monitors flatlined. And the world ended. The funeral was quiet. Intimate. A small wooden casket. A photo of Daniel holding his telescope. She sat in the front row alone, the sound of her sobs the only thing breaking the silence. Not one representative from the school showed up. No message. No email. No flowers. Her phone didn't ring, except from one number. Emily Reyes, a 19-year-old former student of Aaliyah's, now studying journalism at the University of Texas. She had always admired Aaliyah, not just as a teacher, but as the woman who bought her a winter coat when her family couldn't afford one. Emily wrote a blog post that night. My favorite teacher missed her son's final breath, because her school wouldn't let her leave. It went viral within 36 hours. TV anchors. Twitter threads. Hashtags. Hashtag let her go home. Hashtag justice for Aaliyah. Hashtag not just a teacher. Local parents began organizing protests. Students held vigils outside the school gates. Former teachers and faculty members came forward with their own stories of being denied empathy. When approached by the press, Principal Kellner said coldly, "We follow policy. Emotional decisions can't interfere with academic integrity." But everything changed when a whistleblower sent an anonymous email to a journalist. The leaked email, dated 2 hours before the incident, read, Aaliyah Harper's popularity is starting to cast a shadow over the rest of the staff. She's the hero teacher, and it's creating division. If she takes any more leave, it might be a good opportunity to phase her out quietly for team balance. It was written by Jennifer Carter. Sent to Principal Kellner. The email exploded online. Public outrage turned into full-blown fury. Jennifer was immediately suspended. Kellner faced a disciplinary hearing. The school board released a public apology, but it wasn't enough. Aaliyah didn't return their calls. Instead, she channeled her pain into purpose. With the $150,000 raised through GoFundMe, she started Daniel's Light Foundation, a nonprofit focused on emergency family leave rights for teachers, nurses, and essential workers. She spoke at town halls, school boards, advocacy panels. She testified in Washington, D.C., sitting before a panel of lawmakers. And then one day, her TED Talk titled, "The Day I Was Asked to Choose Between My Job and My Child," launched online. It hit 12.4 million views within weeks. At the start of the next academic year, the school district passed a new policy. The Harper Rule. Emergency family medical leave for educators is now protected, even if personal days have been exhausted. Westlake Ridge Middle School renamed their auditorium Daniel Harper Memorial Hall, where compassion comes first. And for the first time in months, Aaliyah smiled. One fall afternoon, after speaking at a conference in Denver, a young teacher approached her, tears in her eyes. "Last week, my daughter collapsed during recess. I asked for leave, and they didn't even hesitate. They said, 'Go. Because of you. Because of Daniel. Thank you.'" Aaliyah pulled the young woman into a hug, her eyes misting. "My son didn't just leave me pain. He left me a purpose." She looked up at the sky, whispering softly, "We're still changing the world, baby, together."